The king of the state of Kosala, Prasenajit, accompanied by his 4 military regiments, came to see the Bhagavan in Anathapindika's park. As he and his men arrived, they offered homage by prostrating to the Bhagavan's feet, and then sat off to one side. Once they were seated at his side, the king of the state of Kosala, Prasenajit, said to the Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, where is the child Inconceivable Radiance, who possesses such wondrous and amazing qualities?" The Bhagavan then pointed out the child Inconceivable Radiance, and King Prasenajit could see at first sight that the child's physical body was fully developed, with a complexion superior to that of the gods, and that he was graced with fearlessness, disciplined conduct, absorption, and insight. The king therefore thought to himself, "Imagine what kinds of deeds he must have performed and accumulated in the past to have a pure body like that." The child Inconceivable Radiance, due to the power of the Buddha and because of his own past roots of virtue, knew in his mind what King Prasenajit had thought. So he said, "Those who consistently possess a loving and pure mind are not fractious, but gentle and thoughtful. As well as well-mannered, honest, and chaste, it is they who become pure in body. Those who abandon and abstain from wrong actions, who never devalue but increase virtue, who entirely reject malice and hostility, it is they who become pure in body. Those who continually and respectfully make offerings to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and don't feel aggression toward or threaten others, it is they who become pure in body. Those who are not jealous, miserly, or otherwise prideful toward others, and say nothing when others' faults arise, it is they who become pure in body. Those who never look to blame, reproach, or rebuke others, or look for a chance to exploit them, it is they who become pure in body." King Prasenajit then said to the Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, since this child Inconceivable Radiance clearly possesses such great qualities, what sort of obscuration of karma caused him to be born from the womb of a woman without a husband, and later abandoned in that empty dwelling?" The Bhagavan answered him, "Great king, once in the distant past, 91 eons ago, the thus gone worthy perfect Buddha, the one with perfect knowledge and conduct, the well-gone one, the knower of the world, the charioteer who tames beings, the unexcelled, the teacher of gods and humans, the blessed Buddha known as Vipashin, appeared in the world. Great king, in those days at that time, there were 2 bodhisattvas, Divine Excellence and Earth, who attended the sublime discourses of the blessed Buddha Vipashin. In particular, the bodhisattva known as Divine Excellence was one who would no longer regress. He had few pursuits and few activities, enjoyed solitude, and was filled with loving kindness due to his powers of concentration and advanced cognition. As for the bodhisattva known as Earth, he was not very well versed in the Dharma, and so served as the attendant of Divine Excellence. He frequently went into neighboring villages, towns, townships, and palaces, and there would busy himself with many tasks and activities. Thus the bodhisattva Divine Excellence would reprimand him, saying, "Why are you busying yourself with so many tasks and activities, instead of putting your effort into practice and renunciation?" Over and over again, Divine Excellence exhorted him, making Earth irritated and agitated, turning him unpleasant and then abusive, until he became both physically and mentally malicious. He voiced his vile thoughts in the coarsest language, saying, "You bastard, you son of a whore, Your father was a cuckold. Since you don't even have a proper father and mother, it is ridiculous to think that you could have insight or disciplined conduct. With the worst intentions, he spoke these crude words, and without confession, contrition, or rejection, he held his grudge, continuing to harbor ill will toward the Bodhisattva divine excellence, and he had not the slightest affection for him. The Bodhisattva divine excellence, moreover, thought that earth was no longer a fitting vessel, and withdrew from him, spurring earth to think even worse of the Bodhisattva divine excellence, and to speak to him in the most uncomplimentary, caustic, unvenerable, and unmeasured terms. Because of the karma earth accumulated and gathered in this way, his body was ruined, and in the wake of his death, he was reborn to a woman who gave birth to him out of wedlock. Because he had maintained the awakening mind, however, his actions did not cause him to take rebirth as a being in hell. As soon as he was born, the woman abandoned him along a major thoroughfare, where he was eaten by dogs, jackals, and wolves. Great King, in a similar fashion, over the course of 90 eons, he suffered like this, in the same miserable way. He died and was reborn, and once reborn was abandoned. The common folk would say, "That bastard, that child of a whore, let the dogs, jackals, and wolves eat him." Great King, if you are uncertain, if you entertain doubts as to whether the one known as the Bodhisattva earth in those days at that time may have been someone else, you need not wonder any longer. If you ask, why is that? Well, it is because this child, Inconceivable Radiance, was the one known in those days at that time as the Bodhisattva earth. Great King, his obscuration of karma has now been exhausted. His impure mind has been purified. He has pleased the Tathagata. Cutting off rebirth in all the lower realms, this child, Inconceivable Radiance, has pleased 64 million Buddhas, has honored them, venerated them, and revered them, and has conducted himself with sanctity before them. He has been diligent in the dedicated pursuit of Dharma as well. Great King, through his past roots of virtue, he has achieved this illustrious state. Great King, in this way, black deeds and white deeds are never squandered. Great King, since that is the case, the wise are circumspect about their physical, verbal, and mental acts, abstaining from evil even at the cost of their lives. The king of the state of Kosala, Prasenajit, then asked the Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, the Bodhisattva who was called Divine Excellence, did he ever attain unsurpassed and perfect awakening? Or is he still, even now, engaging in the conduct of a Bodhisattva?" The Bhagavan answered him, "Great King, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Divine Excellence conducts himself with sanctity in the Buddha realm of the Tathagata Akshobhya, where he is known as the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Sri Sambhava." The king of Kosala, Prasenajit, then said to the Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, a noble son or daughter is supposed to act respectfully, to serve spiritual masters, to attend them, and to venerate them. One may ask, what is the value of doing so?" Bhagavan, if one attends, serves, and venerates a spiritual master, one acquires virtuous qualities. Through acquiring virtuous qualities, one's frame of mind becomes virtuous. When one's frame of mind is virtuous, one trains in virtue. Through training in virtue, one performs virtuous deeds. Through virtuous deeds, one will have a virtuous existence. Due to a virtuous existence, one enjoys virtuous companions. In virtuous company, sinful acts are not performed. One will not engage in sinful acts. By abstaining from sinful acts and engaging in virtue, one will not be tormented, and others will not be tormented. Through affording protection to oneself and others, the path to awakening will be completed. By staying on the path to awakening, one will have the ability and opportunity to effectively serve the welfare of beings who have embarked on inferior paths. The Bhagavan remarked, "Great King, well said, you have spoken well." Great King, by serving one's spiritual master, one will perfect all the qualities that characterize a bodhisattva, mahasattva. The child Inconceivable Radiance then said to the Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, what are the various qualities a bodhisattva should possess in order to swiftly awaken to unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood and to gain acceptance of even the most profound dharmas?" The Bhagavan responded, "Child, a bodhisattva who possesses 4 qualities will swiftly awaken to unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood and gain acceptance of even the most profound dharmas." What are these 4? They are comprehension of interdependence, rejection of eternalism and nihilism, the understanding that there are no beings, no living creatures, and no persons, and an interest in and experience of emptiness. A bodhisattva who possesses these 4 qualities will swiftly awaken to unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood and gain acceptance of even the most profound dharmas. Child, in addition, a bodhisattva who possesses 4 other qualities will swiftly awaken to unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood. What are these 4? Leaving the past behind, not projecting into the future, knowing how to extinguish what arises right now, and knowing the sameness of the 3 times. Those are the 4. There is yet another set of 4. What are the 4? Physical isolation, mental isolation, isolation from phenomena, and isolation from action. Those are the 4. There are another 4. What are they? Seeing the Buddha as reality itself and not as a form. Seeing the Dharma as detachment from desire and not as terms and definitions. Seeing the Sangha as non-composite and not as an assemblage. And purification of the eyes of insight. Those are the 4. There are 4 more. What are they? They are perfecting the 6 transcendent virtues by not relinquishing the modes of attraction, expertise in insight and skillful means, precise discernment that there are no beings, and great compassion. Child, a bodhisattva who possesses these 4 qualities will swiftly awaken to unsurpassed and perfect Buddhahood and gain acceptance of even the most profound dharmas. As the Bhagavan gave this teaching presenting the 4-fold attainments, the child Inconceivable Radiance gained acceptance of the fact that phenomena do not arise, and was so joyous, so overjoyed, that he himself actually floated up into the sky to the height of 7 palm trees. At that point, the Bhagavan smiled. As is the nature of things when blessed Buddhas smile, lights of various colors radiated from the mouth of the Bhagavan. The lights appeared in many different colors, such as blue, yellow, red, white, violet, and silver. Those multicolored lights illuminated the infinite and boundless worlds of the universe, manifesting even as far as Brahma's domain, and making the very sun and moon seem lackluster. The lights then reversed course and vanished into the crown of the Bhagavan's head. Venerable Ananda then rose from his seat, draped his shawl over one shoulder, and knelt on his right knee. Joining his palms, he bowed toward the Bhagavan. In the rhythm of verse, he requested an explanation of the meaning of this from the Bhagavan. Your figure is lovely and worthy to behold, gracefully adorned with marks and signs most fine, and shining beautifully within a circle of lights. Please explain your smile to me. You are engaged in exemplary conduct with superior discipline, and with the light of wisdom gathered from absorption and insight, and the strength of the essence of liberation you see perfectly. Please explain your smile to me. With the strength of the power of acceptance and diligence eminently superior and unwavering, you are pleasing to the eye, and behold the four truths. Please explain your smile to me. You have a Vajra body, hard, stable, and indestructible, as mighty as Narayana, even greater than Narayana. Your voice is gentle, the sweet voice of Brahma. Please explain your smile to me. Brahma and likewise the other gods who have gathered behold you with reverence. Yet even though the Tathagata is seated, they cannot see the summit of your crown. Please explain your smile to me. You turn the sacred wheel of Dharma. The message of impermanence deeply moves gods, asuras, nagas, and yakshas alike. Please explain your smile to me. You have discovered radiance and removed all darkness. You abide in equanimity with eyes that take in all, possess superior qualities, and display essential qualities. Please explain your smile to me. With those words, he made his request. The Bhagavan then answered the Venerable Ananda, Ananda, do you see the child Inconceivable Radiance hovering in the space above at the height of 7 palm trees? Ananda replied, Yes, Bhagavan, I do see him. The Bhagavan said, Ananda, this Bodhisattva Mahasattva Inconceivable Radiance, after 100 incalculable eons, in the eon called universal illumination, in the realm known as fully cleansed, will make his appearance in the world as the thus gone worthy perfect Buddha, the one with knowledge and good conduct, the well-gone one, the knower of the world, the charioteer who tames beings, the unexcelled, the teacher of gods and humans, known precisely as the blessed Buddha, Inconceivable Radiance. Ananda, that realm fully cleansed will become utterly pure in the following way. As a comparison, it will be like what is enjoyed and experienced by the Parinirmita Savatin gods. That Tathagata will remain there for 20 intermediate eons. He will have a Sangha of 80,000 listeners. There will be a Bodhisattva Sangha of 32,000. Ananda, you may wonder why that realm will be called fully cleansed and the eon universal illumination. Ananda, over the course of hundreds and thousands of prior intermediate eons, no Tathagata ever appears in that Buddha field. It is there that Inconceivable Radiance, the Tathagata, will appear. It is there where the Suravasa gods say, this eon lacks universal illumination. It lacks universal illumination, so may a Tathagata appear. His appearance is due to their giving voice to this purposeful interjection. When this statement of prophecy about the Bodhisattva Inconceivable Radiance was spoken, and this account of Dharma was taught, 32,000 beings, gods and humans alike, generated the mind set on unsurpassed and perfect awakening. 60 bodhisattvas developed acceptance of the fact that phenomena do not arise. 500 listeners completely freed their minds from defilement, without any further grasping. The Bhagavan then said to Venerable Ananda, "Ananda, you must retain my sacred Dharma, for the benefit of present bodhisattvas and for those yet to come. You must retain this account of Dharma." Ananda replied, "Bhagavan, when I retain this account of Dharma, what is the name of this account of Dharma? How shall it be remembered?" The Bhagavan said, "Retain it as the cleansing of the obscurations of karma and the Buddha's pageantry and the teaching by inconceivable radiance." Ananda, some people may spend their entire lives respecting, revering, venerating and worshipping all the Tathagatas, offering them ground floral incense strewn as high as Mount Meru, as well as fragrances, powers, balms, robes, parasols, victory banners and pennants, and also many other varieties of divine and human offerings. Compared to them, a noble son or daughter who retains and reads this account of Dharma taught by inconceivable radiance, who fully comprehends it and makes it widely and perfectly known to others, and who likewise assiduously applies it, such a person generates a vastly greater collection of merit. Ananda, since that is the case, those who wish to honor the Tathagata with the offering of Dharma, and those who wish to create the great radiance of insight, should retain this account of Dharma, read it, accomplish it with diligence, and make it widely and perfectly known to others. When the Bhagavan had spoken these words, the Venerable Ananda, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Inconceivable Radiance, the king of Koshala, Prasenajit, along with his entourage, the Lord of God Chakra, the master of the Saha world system Brahma, and the four guardians of the world, along with everyone else in attendance, as well as the gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas of this world, rejoiced and greatly extolled what the Bhagavan had said. This completes the noble account of Dharma, the teaching by the child, Inconceivable Radiance.